Hello and welcome. It is I, Wizilix, and well, today we are playing once again the Grace Ace Attorney Chronicles. Wow. Yes, we're playing the Grace Ace Attorney Chronicles, and last time that we've played, we continued Gina's trial, trying to defend her, and by doing so, we discovered something interesting. The thing interesting about it is that maybe what was it again? All right. Oh, I get it. No, I don't. The interesting thing about what happened last time is that we discovered that maybe a third bullet was shot. Maybe there wasn't only two people, two thieves, but there was maybe another one hiding. This one got shot by someone. Maybe Gina, maybe anyone. And this one is the one that is also called Eggert Benedict. Now the question is, who is this Eggert Benedict if this is a fake name? And what will happen next? Is he really the actual perpetrator of this crime, this horrendous, this ignominal crime? Well, we'll see. Gina, how are you holding up? I don't know. I'm old. I'm old, but maybe not that old. Hi, Gina. How are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders now. I always thought that it's actually cold showers. To do cold shower, I don't know, to give the cold shower to someone. So, by giving a cold shower to someone, they get cold and then they feel like they need something hot. I don't know. It felt something natural. Well, Ginny, are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? Like thank you, maybe? What's the point? Why go to all this trouble and fighting so hard for the likes of me? Well, you saw it, that picture. What picture? With the gun. I mean this photograph taken by Holly's red-handed recorder. Well, I don't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone who sees this, that's gonna think I did it, ain't there? Well, if that will have been the case, then at least I will have the rest of my day off. But it doesn't seem so, right? That's why we're still here. We're still here to save your ass. And you shall be welcome. And I shall be happy to do it. Well, Rinosuke. Well, I won't pretend it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the courts. Actually, you've gotta have your doubts about me now. You can't still think I'm innocent. Well, of course I can. I mean, who shot this Eggert Benedict, if not? Well, it's either you or Mr. Winsman? Something like that. It can't be those two thieves, right? These two thieves shot Holmes. Eggert Benedict shot the old man. and she shot maybe Eggert. Something like this. Tell us what really happened that night. Bruno's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, would really like to hear it from you. Alright then. It was after we'd had dinner together at your place, right? And we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Well, yes, I remember. After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I slipped out and went down the street to the 221, Windybank's place. I had to know if Iris's story was there or not, the Hound of the Baskervilles. I don't know what it's about or nothing, but if you ask me, there's something in it that Sholmes don't like, something what he don't want people reading. Papa. So that's why he lied to Iris about sticking it in lug with Windybank for safekeeping. At least that's what I thought at the time. So you broke into Windybank's? Just had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea at all. That was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit of wick. And that's when... What do you think you're doing? Well, actually, when Mr. Windybank used his gun, he usually points it to himself. So I guess if Gina actually have this gun, it will mean that she stopped him from, pointing his gun to himself. I grabbed the gun off the counter and was waving it in the air like I don't know what. Blow my nose. Ah, you're the girl who was in here this afternoon. I don't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery. The metal strip. Have you got it here? Did Sholmes leave a lot of papers with you? A story. I beg your pardon. The Hound of the Baskervilles, something or other. If it's here, I want to see it. I'm sorry, young lady, but I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers. I don't want it. What would I do with it, anyway? Just want to see it's here, that's all. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I want to know if Sholmes really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go. Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, will you? Then, it happened so fast. Blam, blam, blam. Flash, flash, flash. It will be too easy if she actually knew what happened around. So then the old cove unlocked the storeroom door, and we both went inside. Oh no, my nose.
It was there, the metal scream. Sholmes weren't lying after all.
Still, here. I need... What is it called again in English? Anyway, we did all that just to check for me, Ginny. Anyway, and then there was a bit of a kick up on it out in the main bit of the shop. Skulking brothers arriving on the scene, yes. What was that noise? Someone's breaking in. Again. Hear me, there's some burglars convention here tonight that I don't know about. Sneeze. I just want to sneeze, but it's not coming. I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. I'm gonna go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back? Well, I'll come with you and... No, don't be foolish, young lady. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. And with that, he took the gun out of my hands and walked back out in the shop. Into the shop. I hung back in the storeroom like he said, straining me ears in the dark to hear what was going on. It sounded like they got into a bit of scrap. I started to think I should help see. I was just about to go out the storeroom myself when... Bang bang. 2 shots. 2 shots. What we need to remember. I heard a couple of shots go off. 2, I think. Almost at the same time. And then, there he was. Right at my feet. Lying face down on the floor. Huh. If they shot at the same time, it will also mean that he got shot while he was close, but still in the main. He couldn't close this door yet. I think. Meaning that it will be strange. And also the other thing is that when probably Eggert got shot, well, the one called Eggert got shot, trajectory will mean that the one who shot him will still be in the main. So if those 2 shots were at the same time and not Eggert got shot first, then he wanted to take revenge, Mr. Winnibang hid in the storeroom, then he got shot by Mr. Eggert Benedict. In this order, well, it will make no sense actually. And also that Eggert should have bled it out and leave lots of blood everywhere. So, yes. At least that's how I imagine the scene. Was right next to the storeroom door, so I slammed it. So she is the one who locked it. Because you thought whoever had shot Mr. Winniebank might come for you? Yeah, so I went to grab the old cove's gun. I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. Winniebank was a goner. Nearly say the word with 2 O's. Well, I've been pretty strange. I knew it. He was a gooner. It felt funny. Not fun. Damn it. I shouldn't make a joke. It's not my fault if I can't read. Or maybe it is. It felt funny in me. In my head. In my head. All of a sudden, kind of dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing. That must be when you passed out, Gina. If I hadn't done what I'd done, the old cove might still be alive. You tell the police everything you just told us. Of course I did. They didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was, if I kept telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me. Well, it'd be alright, Ginny. It's alright, Iris. I guess you change a bit your voice. Maybe you have it. Anyway. It'd be alright, Ginny. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. I was about to put the real culprit through the mill. What a coarse voice you have, Gina. Not Gina, Iris. Let go of what was there in the afternoon. That Eggert Benedict. I still remember how he looked at me, like it was nothing. He was there that night. Well, we know. But how? And why? We don't know his real name yet. But I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. Appreciate your honesty. We appreciate your honesty. You can leave it all in Runo's capable hands now, Ginny. You're welcome. I'll just forget that. How come you trust me? I don't get it. Well, there will be a shame for a lawyer to not trust clients. I mean, have you forgotten what happened before? Here before? Come on, was only 2 months ago. Me and McGill did. We told you a whole bag of lies. And you got the bog trotter of with them, even though he was a killer. I could never forget that. Oh. I did what I thought was best at the time. The pain of that era of judgments doesn't get any easier to bear. It's easier to ox. No, because a bear and an ox is 2 animals, so it's a joke. Wow. Wow. Ah, guess I'm a bit tired. This. I told you that I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what. What if I'm telling lies? You could be walking to get another killer off the hook for all you know. Wow, what a joke. So funny. I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in the trial. We were. He was. Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. And strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one will believe it wasn't me who done it. There was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Who jerkily died days after that. Kazuma. I still miss you. I still miss him, and I remember his name. But I can forget actually the name of the main character. How can it be? Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your faith in me, and then do the rest. I was so happy. I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking. I feel like he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. Each place you are, there's always a gust of wind, so it's pretty cold. Especially good in summer, not so much in winter. But I was wrong. So cold. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious. Oops. That he had an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering belief in him. In just one trial. But I guess it's a trial for a life. So it is probably one of the most important things. that could happen to you if you commit only one crime. That's why you should commit two, so that it's not just a one-time experience. No. If you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What are you saying? Promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down. Come on, Shira. Even though I'm a diver and no good liar. You dive? Where? I thought that we were in London. Is there any deep seas around? Diving. What's happening to me? My voice. Actually, if my voice is actually cracking right now, is that I probably ate something that I'm allergic to, and it's actually breaking. Well, it's doing, I don't know, things to my throat. But I guess, no, my voice is just cracking naturally also. I don't know. That's also why my nose sometimes, but well, allergies. Great pleasure of spring. Yeah, spring. Not summer, not winter, spring. That's right, your friend Jenny. Iris. Other way around. We know you better than you think. We know you. We've come to the conclusion that you're someone we can trust. Yes, that's really all we need to know. Exactly. Mister, I forgive you. It's very hard, I guess. You cry, baby. I know I have a tear in my eye before this Bailiff talk. Blah 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 blah. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please head into the courtroom immediately. Yes, of course. Thank you. Bring a tear to my eye, something like that. How would you say it again? I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another, putting all their faith in you. Really? This is at last the final chapter. The final battle. Wish me luck, Sato-san. And I hope you're watching over me too. Bye. Am I the only one who's having any bugs? Am I haunted by Kazuma? Well, 1:41 p.m. Well, that's alright, it's not that late. When did it started? I can't remember. Well, which one? I hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord 6, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage. We'll see. I see. Let us turn our attention to Inspector Gregson. The process of the case heard by the court this morning. corrections process. Who? Clearing omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Especially when it's that obvious. I can only apologize, my lord. And although the defense chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for compelling arguments, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom. It's true. It will seem like it's fabricated evidence. You know, when you're making evidence to prove your point. That's a bit obvious. What it means? It's a big mistake to cross early in me. A very big mistake. My lord. The subpoena witness has just arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand without delay. Mr. Eggert Benedicts. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon. And certainly not like this. Well, thank you for complying with the court's subpoena. Such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord. As an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon. Damn it. It's not Banana. What do you call again? Those two brothers. Not Banana Skulkin. Damn it. Well, Mr. Graydon and I both work at the London Central Communication Station. Or perhaps somebody will kindly explain what all this is about. You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at the pawnbrokers on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. Well, the first thing that we can notice is that we can't see any blood on him. So it means that he's fine? Question mark. Very well, without further delay, the court will hear the testimony now, Mr. Graydon. You will respond to the Why am I stuttering? You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Oh. How can I forget that? Gladly, my lord, gladly. Well, the accusation. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking. Alright, that's a new word for me. Services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? No. I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's home-brewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. We can't deny that. So you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say I'm dismayed. For the highest court in the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury. The great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld. It will seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. Ooh, that's not really smooth of you. Nice. How long am I expected to be detained here? If following the defense's cross-examination your involvement in this matter has not been established, you will be free to leave immediately. Good, then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least. Let us not hold up Mr. Graydon any longer than necessary. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Eggert Benedict? Or is it Mr. Graydon? My apologies, you are? Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so. Ashley Graydon. Oshati. So. Well, thank you. That's a nice hat. I'll be keeping that. I trust we can conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. Oh, he really don't have his head at the moment. Why? Why? Alright. Let's make a spoiler. This is not an actual spoiler. It's just what I'm thinking. And because it's just what I'm thinking, it might not be true. Alright? There's something in his head, I'm pretty sure. And he's hiding that by giving us his head. Alright, now we press and we'll see. Yes, we even met in the very pawnbrokery where the crime took place on the afternoon of the day in question. Though, of course, introduce yourself by different name at the time. It was Mr. Eggert Benedict, I believe. I mean, what made you... We don't have any proofs. The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions. Thank you. I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question. Inappropriate. So it's going to be evasive, is he? And if all not to give anything away. It's gonna be tricky. They're seriously suggesting a colluding with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder. Well, have you seen these two men before? This pair? No. I thought they're associated with criminals. Say by a man who introduced himself as Eggert Benedict. I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in the black. Well, this is a farce. Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to walk in the British court anyway? This Londonian. Well, needless to say, I have no intention of admitting blah blah blah. Anyway, where were you at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir? Sleeping? This is past the hour of which I will normally retire. Sadly, I was not in the company of these rapscallions. You're able to prove that? Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under gross misapprehension on this point. What do you mean? The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence. The accusation is that the witness was present at the scene. The obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. fulfill the obligation before putting any more unreasonable unreasonable questions to the witness. Oh my. A silent victory wiggle. Thanks. And blah 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 blah. Well. Blood was found at the scene of the crime, there's no question of that. The Sholmes chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. But I'm not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of these two miscreants. Well, every individual's blood has a slightly different composition, it seems. Yeah. This is an actual interesting thing, because in the blood, what do we have actually? We have many things that comes from exterior things, such as what you ate just before. Have you done any activities before also? You will use some chemicals. Have you gotten sick recently? Or even before, after all vaccines and everything, antibodies, you know? That's what actually make a blood different. But actually, even the same blood can be different between 2 days. It's difficult. It's about how different can it be? That's the actual question that you have to have, that you should ask yourself. If you talk about blood. I assume all Londoners will know the name. He's a great, renowned detective, no? Even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective. Ugh. A great detective, you just say. Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we? Wait a minute. Say it. How do you do it? Well, do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin? No, not you, the other one. No, the Mr. Skulking next to you. Right, I've had it up to here with this. How many times have I got it to... I'm gonna tell you. Yes, I know you're not big bro Skulky. Skulky? Skulkin? Anyway, Mr. Nash Skulkin. What? Don't believe me. What? Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the courts? Me? Thoughts? I don't have none of them. Must have been, him. That's what's missing. Those little interjections. Useless, but well. Mr. Nash Skulkin, answer the question, please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke? Nothing, honest Gov. Nothing. I was just thinking. If he waves in his arms around like that much more, it opened up the wound again, that's all. What wound? Well, he took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healed up yet. So was well, you know, was worrying for him and... Not today. Well, thank you for your help. Well, Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? No. Oh. My arm. Oh. Weird. I must have heard it. Oh. Maybe I hit this table. Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord? Yes, Mr. Graydon. I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Sadly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to their mindless insinuations. Well, we know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. That's a matter of fact. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, the person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. I don't know where he read that. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The left arm that you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. Yes, I guess. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I've never had any... Take your time. I've never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery where this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense at the insinuation that I was in any way involved. I claim to have had nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Windibank's pawnbrokery. My lord, defense would like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's... Wow. Very well, counsel. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Graydon. Well, I guess it's the time where we present something. But we need an actual proof. And we'll need to... What is written here? Blah 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 blah. Redemption tickets, Mr. Windibank, very neatly, but still perhaps he ran off paper. Had to use something he had to hand. Not to know what's the front of what's the reverse sign now. Oh, hello, cats. Hello, cat number 2. Let's see. No, 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 no. I actually don't have anything that can be proof to... Oh no. Damn it. Alright. No! I know that it's related to this disc, but how can we... Or maybe... Code in question. We have the ticket for this code. But we don't have any proof that he is the one who tried or did redeem this code. A proper look through the call record. I need something in the call record that says that Mr. Eggert Benedict or something has redeemed has redeemed a code. Probably not this one. That's my problem here, is that we don't have any proofs that he tried to redeem it. Or I think. Damn it! Oh, we can skip like that. Oh, thankfully. Okay. Let's press on this, just to understand a bit more what to do. If I had anything of it, you forget that I was there, Mr. Creighton, on the very afternoon of the incidents. Well, obviously I'm not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study. No, you were there to redeem an article. No idea what you're talking about. Oh, that's why. Well, he indeed was here. Thank you. Do you have something to add, Inspector? Welcome again, Sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon. Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokers that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present as I recall. And at that time, this witness, Mr. Creighton, was trying to acquire a particular article. Well, now... I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. Really? But you must. I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What's going on here? Looks he showed up a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Holly installed in Winniebanks. Yes, of course. And the gentleman picture bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Creighton was in the shop on the afternoon in question. At no point have I denied that fact. True. I merely entered the shop to peruse the article on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more. This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Creighton might be trying to cover his tracks. But why will Gregson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? The complete opposite of Holly then. He seems to think that the more he says the better. Well, at least I managed to prise a little more information from this witness's lips, all thanks to the Skulking Brothers. They were the key of it after all, so he said he had nothing to do with Winniebanks. It will be a good time to have a proper look through the call record. Well, let's follow this advice and try to look again. Cat. Isn't that adorable little cat? I think it looks like Wakahai. I thought that cats like to curl up inside her under the heated kotatsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different. Actually, now we have both pictures. We could have another go to viewing them as a stereoscopic image. I need to cross my eyes and try to get these two cats to merge in the middle as one. Such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this in the first place must have spent a long time staring. I can't do it. And that's pretty useless. This can only be both of those redeeming tickets. Wait, why is there blood here? What's blood? The stain, like we suspected. All this wonderful concoction couldn't prove that. I don't, huh? She couldn't have been wearing leather gloves that night, could she? Ginny will never wear gloves. She's a pickpocket. She relies on being able to feel with her fingertips. Won't be wrong, but I think I'm being told off. Will we use it? That's probably the right ticket. No, it's Mr. Mason's. Ah. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Let's try to use Daddy's notes to write it. I think it's a great story. I don't know why Holly's forbidden me to publish it. It's strange. Well, maybe it's because it's an actual thing. Perhaps it's a problem with the title. Perhaps Miss Sholmes is a family friend of someone who has that name or something. Well, it doesn't have quite the same ring to it, but I could change it to the Hound of the Nether Hollows. I'm fully sure that Mr. Sholmes is a friend of someone who has that name too. I'm trying to find something unexpected, hidden somewhere. Blah blah blah. It can't be this portfolio, because they already say that they don't believe this analysis. Maybe this newspaper. Ah, yes, same thing. Autopsy reports, probably not this one. Oh, can see that indeed it moved here. This one maybe? Or this one? This is for the bullets. The bullet that was fired from the skulking brother's gun on the night. It turns out they never actually entered. It's the big leather on that pouch he was wearing. Blah 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 blah. I need to think carefully here. Somebody's fingertip, Mr. Benedict's fingertip. All it happened that afternoon, Jen tried to snatch. The sharp little bumps cut his thumb. Someone tries to grab his... Oh, let's go quickly. No such things, surely. Maybe we can use this blood and ask for... Well, if it was... days ago, maybe he still have, or maybe he torn his glove. Well, let's try it. Music stopped. Have you ever seen that disc before, Mr. Graydon? Why? Is it supposed to mean something? Well, this disc was, until the day of his murder, in pawn in Mr. Windibank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Janelle Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. That somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you're mistaken, that was not me. I've never seen that disc before in my life. It may have escaped your notice, but there is a small smear of blood on that disc. resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps. That's right. The surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. Now, so while the disc bears the remnants of the skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of the person in question must bear the remnants also in the form of a scratch. Must be. Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I have no doubt that it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on that disc. Well. We'll seem I underestimated you. What is the meaning of this? So you admit it now. You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take that disc from the defendant. Well, Mr. Graydon, will appear there has been something of a misunderstanding here. I did not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really quite simple. You see, the disc was mine from the outset. No. It's literally written to Mr. McGilded. Or to McGilded. There's some crime in taking an item that you own out of pawn. Pawn. Well, see, Mr. Graydon, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend established a link between yourself and the incidents. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about this disc now. As you wish. I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. It's written, Mr. McGilded. Well, the disc. There's a note on the disc saying for McGilded, but the item belongs to me. Damn it. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, that filthy gutterling, on the day in question. I proceeded at once in the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. Then, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night. Did I hear you correctly, sir? McGilded, you say, the famous London philanthropist. Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago, after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder. Well, yes, my lord, the one and the same. Mr. Graydon, are you saying that Mr. McGilded and yourself were acquainted? Well, yes, that's correct. I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my courtroom again. According to what Gina told us, this disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGillard himself gave instruction to deposit it at Windybanks. It's funny that Mr. Graydon here is claiming that this belongs to him then, isn't it? In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon at Windybanks in order to get his hands on McGilded's disc for some reason. Well, counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please. Alright, we'll press everything. Will you care to explain how this belongs to you, then? As you will observe, a communications officer such as myself commands a fine salary. You are certainly exquisitely dressed, sir. You see, I have little need to make use of the services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand. which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question. You claim that was your overcoat. Well, obviously, in my haste I clean forgot that the music box disc was in its pocket. And yet there's a note on it that reads from McGilded. Oops. I'm a collector of rare and unusual music box disc. I first met Mr. McGilded at the gentleman's club in the city. Was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area. So the disc in question, it's a pre-production sample. I promised to let Mr. McGilded hear it. But then you forgot that it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn. Yes, exactly. Jenna didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she? No, because Mr. McGilded had threatened her to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, it's going to expose Gina's perjury. Well, this is complicated, isn't it? Well, at least it's more alright than, you know, a murder. The redemption ticket was stolen, yeah. Tell me more. You're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag? That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in salubrious areas her kind frequents, Miss Lestrade didn't know such a thing. Well, we don't have. Well, of course she would take that stance, but the girl is a regular offender. You came to the pawnbrokery that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendants. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to Windybank's. You get your hands on Mr. McGilded's desk. My lone friend is the visible font of nonsense. Nonsense. I concur with the prosecution. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Well, that's nonsense. If you don't have any proofs. As always, that's the key point. I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it can be. Tell me more. Had you ever been to Windybank's before? Only once. For purposes of pawning something. Like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments. When you noticed that the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her. Is that correct? Yes, that's right. I didn't notice at first, of course. Such is the art of the pick purse. When I did, I headed to the pawnbrokery at once, in order to reclaim my coat before the thief would. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place. He can say what he likes because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. Well, yes, it was taken by Inspector Gregson here, wasn't it? That's right, this was the very man. Apparently the police are collecting anything that has a connection to Mr. McGilded as evidence. Thank you. Is something wrong, Inspector? Well, what do you mean? The rash remark Mr. Graydon made in this testimony him to trouble you in some way. No, he didn't. It's nothing, leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilder's possessions? I can't tell you something like that, Sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigate his secrets. Yes, exactly. You should know all about that. My name is McGilder, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life, yet he had a dark side too. Thank you, Van I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they? Those like me have duties to carry out that we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know. You're discovered by Lord Strongheart, I presume? The Lord Chief Justice appears to have a great faith in you, Inspector. The bottom line is that if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's spawn print first. What's all this about? It's like there's something going on between Gregson and Lord Van Zieks. We'll have seen Lord Van Zieks and Lord Strongheart, but well. Well, it will appear that the inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord. Now, the warden had absolutely no reason to break into this shop later that night. But perhaps you'd seen something of value among the forfeited items. No, not at all. Oh. Great. The value was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac. In this case, it's clear. No, this was taken by the police. What are you saying, man? Even if I had wanted to recover this disc, you may recall that it has been seized by the police that afternoon. It was no more in the shop that night than I. As they keep saying, I simply had no reason to break in. Well, there was nothing of McGilder's left in the shop that night. Nothing this man might have been after. I wonder if that's really true. Have some evidence? Let him have it. I'm dying to see that irritatingly assured expression of his crumble. Okay, well, slipped the disc into his coat pocket and had it deposited in the banks. And when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption tickets. There's no doubt about it. The witness is lying through his pearly white teeth. The police were obviously after anything left behind by McGilder as well. That's why Inspector Gregson ended up taking the disc into custody that day. But Grexy being very strange about all this. There must be a reason for that, I'm sure. Just don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Graydon is lying in his testimony. Alright. What is this redemption tickets? Or this one? One gentleman's overcoat, one small box. Uh-huh. Is this one right? This was deposited at Winnibanks on Magnus McGilden's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself. Conjecture again. It indicates that this was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery that night. Sorry, my learned friend. That's not true. Mr. McGildy had another article in pawn at Winnibanks. This second pawnbroker's ticket proves. Nice. There were 2 articles belonging to Mr. McGilden in Winnibanks' pawnbrokery. The reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your 2 accomplices, the Skulking Brothers. This is the second ticket, is it? What had the man deposited? The article description reads, 1 small box. A rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these 2 clowns in order to steal some trinket box? I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did. This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, you can simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There will be absolutely no need for me to resort to the facts. That's a good point. The witness makes a solid arguments here. That means that for some reason, this Graydon fellow needed the small box that very night, does it? It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. Could you be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zieks? I do hate to read my learned friend's arguments, but the truth is quite... incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from the Winnibanks pawnbrokery. And rest assured that the prosecution can prove it. Good gracious. Inspector, show the photographic prints to the court, if you please. Yes, sir. What prints? These prints were taken from one of the detective's security camera. Again. As previously explained using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Winnibanks received his customers, and the other one was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed for sale once forfeited. According to the information on these tickets, McGilden's small box had been forfeited already, 2 days before the incident, at 9 PM on 30th April to be precise, which means it will have been on the shelves of forfeited items in the shop front. Now what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. That's at 11 PM on 50th April. The victim suddenly had a very full shop, it will appear. And then here we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident. We have 2 pictures to compare. Can you see something that moved? I can't use the thing. Yeah, I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache. Obviously, the Scotland Yard would consider theft as one possible motive in this case. Explore the possibility that something has been taken in addition to the victim's life. You men have already compared these 2 prints thoroughly, Inspector? Yes, sir. can't do it. But let's try to do it again. First, you fuse those two pictures. I just see a white line. Start to merge a bit. Oh. Strange. Wow, so strange. Jesus. I need to get closer. Hey, it's difficult to do it. Merge them. Merge them. I can't do it. Okay, forgive me, but I will stop here. We're trying to do this. And same number present. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbroker on the night in question. My learned friend assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. If I have both pictures in my call record, I could do it like those two pictures. Here, see it on this little square, where if you can move quickly like that, pay no mind to my keyboard. Okay, if you hear it, you can see that it moved. And you can see it really easily when I do it like that. Now we have both pictures, I could do it. Might have been able to break him down at last. You know what, Bruno? I've been thinking. No, what if these two photographs really are exactly the same? Damn it. Let's... For me, this box is probably this blue box in the center. Probably. No, it's not. It's this brown box on the bottom right. Now I can see it. It's actually not that hard. So, counsel, in the light of evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that in fact, on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishments. You accept the prosecution's assertion? Oh no. No. Yes. Once you're first, there is a clear discrepancy between these two prints. You must identify the location in question for the court, counsel. Like I said, it's just here, here, and here. Well, granted these two prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them. When you view the two pictures, no need. Surprisability. A single area stands out as being different in the location of this small box. Oh, unbelievable. You don't need to do that. I swear. You don't need to. Just look at the pictures. I can't do that. What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGilligan's small box was indeed not stolen from Windybanks on the night in question. However, there can be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves. We're suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilligan is in fact the very same small box I just identified by those photographic prints. Well, let's guess work. What if it was? The box was moved on the shelf, nothing was stolen. Which means, quite simply, that nothing has changed. That may be true, but Mr. McGilligan's box wasn't stolen then. But doesn't the fact that it was moved like that change things? It changed everything. Maybe something was picked from inside the box. I believe this changes everything about the case. How can that possibly be? The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider that what might have been inside that box. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves at the Windybanks as we speak. It won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Van Zeeks. Bailiff, arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination. I still can't do it. I swear, I try my best. Is it break time? It looks like break time. We shall have a report within half an hour. I think perhaps we should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth. To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks. This is nothing but a smoke screen. A Nipponian specialty. Do you mean ninjas? What are you trying to say? Is that racist? But our friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning. That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilligan from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place. Exactly. It would be beyond absurd to break into the place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property. I guess we can use this half hour to discuss. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilligan perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied in facts. I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets and a small box. I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me. That doesn't make sense. It's not like there was gold jewels. God, goodness, but you can just cash the pawnbrokery. What's the of it? Well, the prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling. It is incumbent of the defense now to bolster its arguments. To explain what possibly significance these commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen could have. Well, counsel, is your arguments in fact demonstrable? Are you able to show proof that the disc or the box are in any tangible way related to this case? What's the matter, Bruno? We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence. Yes, of course, and yes, you and I both know that. We know Mr. McGillicuddy's true character. We know the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. If we explain all to the court at this point, we have no knowledge that McGillicuddy's acquittal a month ago was a mistake. That the defense argument was flawed, based on false information. It will mean admitting that Gina committed perjury. Will it be that Van Zix knows? That's why he's doing this now. Because he anticipated everything. Maybe. This could be a great opportunity for us. What do you mean, Iris? Well, what is it that you always say, Bruno? Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time. Alright, the exact significance of the thing that McGillicuddy deposited with Mr. Windibank is something that only Gina can explain to the courts. If I put her on the stand to testify about that, well, it could critically damage your chances of winning this case. What's the right thing to do here? We're here for the truth. My lord, the defense would like to make a proposal. What proposal, counsel? While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGillicuddy's small box, I would like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand. The defendant? To what end? It's to do with the various articles deposited at Windibank's by Mr. McGillicuddy, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it will be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question, once and for all. Well, things are becoming interesting. Presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing, in particular the impact it will have on the accused standing. And indeed your own. I have. Lord Van Zix, would you care to explain that last remark? The prosecution has said the defense proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself. Well, very well if you have no objection. I like when both prosecution and lawyer act like that, even though they shouldn't. Your witness currently in the stand may step down until further notice. But please don't go. That shall be your good day. Wait, you, sir, shall remain in the stand whilst Miss Lestrade testifies. As you wish. Alright then, Gina. It's time. I know this will be hard, but please, put your faith in me here. Good luck, Bruno. Yeah, but I thought no break time. But maybe for me. Let me have a drink. Water. Alright, it's just to take a bottle. That's it. Glass, a bottle, a drink. Alright. I simply related with the omnibus case, the trial of which was heard in this courtroom 2 months ago. Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well. That's right, my lord. The testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGelded. The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again, the same players in that trial facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend. Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus strolling along London's winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one other person in the carriage, Mr. McGelded. Naturally, he was the prime suspect for the murder. As the trial progressed, another possibility emerged, that the murder in fact took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGelded died in this very courtroom in the most extraordinary of circumstances. Mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months now on, as indeed does the omnibus murder itself. Be that as it may, I recall neither the disc nor the small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings. Miss Lestrade, will you tell the court now, please, what really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago? I mean, I don't know what you mean. I already said all of what I know. And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell? Please, Miss Lestrade, this is extremely important. Remember, little girl, if it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will lose all credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose. Oh, I can't say that. Credibility. Ginny, don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust Runa now. We're on your side. Alright then, I'll talk. It's the right choice, Gina. Well, we'll seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears, so be it. I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. However, it will appear that Mr. McGelded's spawned articles and that extraordinary case of the omnibus are both secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the courts about the events of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity solely lacking in your original statements. This is it then. Everything's going to come out, like Van Zig said. This could bring the whole courtroom down about my ears, but as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk. The real truth of the omnibus case. Truth is that Brickmaker Cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden I heard a scream from over me. Then, that pair of the rook deck went off the coal the slots. That's when McGillis slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard. Good grief, this is outrageous. What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago. As you say, my lord, then there's every chance I may have educated in error in McGilda's trial. It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived his courts in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes. Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in this trial of this witness and of my learned Nipponese are entirely inexcusable. I believe it, the whole trial was a farce, it was all lies. The McGill fellow was returned to the core. Don't forget the lawyer from the east. We're all in on it together. You're wrong, the lot of you. The lawyer there didn't know nothing about it. I don't think so. We were expected to believe that. He stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free. Lies have to stop. Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgments. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences and deem appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony. The true significance of McGillet's pawn articles must be brought to light. Very well, my learned student friend. That's different. Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may well be worth hearing. Words fail me. The situation is utterly deplorable. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. Leave me. Now, Consular, proceed with the cross-examination. I mean, a lawyer can always be wrong. It's part of the job. You defend someone even if he's, or he might be. Actually, it's not innocent. He might be guilty. Right. Well, we shouldn't present anything, right? I mean, there shouldn't be any contradictions. We just hear everything. You were hiding in the cabin the time as well. Weren't you, Mr. Strad? If I remember rightly, the storage compartment underneath one of the seats. Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black in there, so you can't see nothing at all. Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain that you claim Mr. McGill was the sole passenger, do you not? False testimony, my lord. That's what he told me to say I had to stay. It's important that you tell us the truth now. Where are Mr. McGill and the victim acquaintance? I don't know. I did hear them talking a lot. What were they talking about? Well, I couldn't hear too well. If I had to say, I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying. Perhaps business dealings of some kind. Well, anyway, they got louder and louder. Started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I only dared to breathe. And then all of a sudden, I heard a noise like something kneeling on the floor. It was booming loud and all. believe you let out an involuntary scream. Yeah, that's what gave me away. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. I think that probably fell. What's the disc you saw, this disc? I reckon it probably was. What's happening here? Can I help you? I was right next to a cove lying on the floor. I really want to pursue them right now. Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Graydon? Inspector Mr. Graydon. Trying to give me a heart attack. They've been whispering to each other for quite some time now. Tell us, what is the discussion about? Discussion? With this fella? Pull the other one, Sunshine. You think I've got anything to talk about with a shady gent like this? I have nothing to say to this cough. Detective after he deprived me of that disc that was rightfully mine. They've clearly been talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Jaina. As if they've been negotiating. Will kindly refrain from talking amongst yourselves while the witness is giving testimony. Sorry, my lord. What were those two talking about? Mr. Stride, continue with your testimony, please. Maybe I did it too early. Let's do it again from here. Not discussing any further. Huh? And he set the cove with a knife in his belly, upon the seats. What did he say to you at the time? He told me not to say a word about what I had seen or heard to no one about the disc and all. Was that scared? It was the way he was looking at me. I thought, if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with that knife too. Then he started asking me a lot of questions, like what my name was, and where I live in that, was and where, what my name was and where I lived in that. He asked me about being a diver too. But after a while, what happened in the carriage was noticed. Yeah, that's right. First there was a kind of rapping noise. Like rapping. Get it? I can't rap actually. Well, there were two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe. That's right. They must have looked down through the skylights and noticed the cove with the knife in its guts. When they screamed, the driver, pulled up the horses, and McGill got me out of sight. Out of sight? Where? Back under the seat where I started off. Once the carriage came to a halt, the two coves from the roof ran off to fetch the slopes. They immediately left to fetch the police. It appeared they were entirely unrelated to the incidents. They left McGill, the driver, and you still at the scene. The driver didn't know I was there because I wasn't in the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside. Yes. Beppo. What did Mr. McGillit and the driver say to each other? I don't know what happened. Stuff like that mainly. When McGillit slipped the driver something to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. That's the interesting thing. The pawn shop obviously being Winniebank's on Baker Street. Just a moment, Consul. Do you mean to tell the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well? Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbroker slipped his mind when he was in the stand. Indeed, Lord Van Zix. McGillit took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up, all careful like before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, the gods and what's in it, that's gotta be worth a few bob. She was sure that this must be worth more than Mr. Winniebank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery. The driver looked pretty happy when McGillit flashed some brass in his face. He went running off at the leak, and the book driver called to me and told me to come out from Drag's cabin. Threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I seen or heard. Oh, exactly. Told me if I'd only be able to scalp her if I did exactly what he said. Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago. Yeah, that's it. There was one other thing he said. Which was... Told me I'd have to hang on the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it. Tickets? Well, I never... Did that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed. I had to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in log. Log it. To stop it. To stop it being forfeited. Left me with some brass to pay for it. Why on earth would Mr. McGillit have done such a thing? Depositing his overcoat with pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all. There will seem to be only one logical explanation, my lord. What McGillit had the driver deposit at Winniebank's was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs. Anyway, after that, let me go, so I laid it before the coppers showed up. Well, thank you, Mr. Stroud, thank you, Consul. I've had enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus. Well, the other night, 2 months ago, a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. Negotiation concerning this disc. However, matters did not run smoothly. The parties involved began to quarrel over price. McGillit took what he wanted by force, at the expense of the other man's life. Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why as yet. And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGillit's coats and its contents were due to be forfeited. I don't know what I should do with the tickets. I mean, the Cove died right after this trial. I knew that. His trial? So you decided you will try to claim the articles as your own. Well, why not? We're only gonna be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking it ain't no crime. Mr. Stradley will appear. Mr. McGillit was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc. You know why that will be. I ain't got a clue. The recording must be worth a fair bit of brass. I was probably gonna sell it. You can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking it ain't no crime. My lord. The evidence your lordship requested has been located and is ready for the court's inspection, sir. It should be emptied at some point, maybe. And it should be a bit like a music box, if I would guess, so that it will work with this disc. or at least something to read it. There's no doubt in my mind that it's key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. Oh, and I guess that we'll see about that in the next episode. As always, thank you. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a great time. Well, I did. I'm not that tired today. But if I continue, it might be way too long. So I guess we'll stop here. As always, it's been a pleasure. Have a good day, a good night, good evening, maybe. Good sleep. And see you Sunday, maybe, to play Octopath Travel 2. Take care, rest well, and see you next time. Maybe. I'll play not Persona. Well, I will play Persona 5 Royal next Wednesday and do Ace Attorney next Friday. Normally. This is my planning, but we never know if I respect it or not. Well. In any case, see you. Simply. Now I need to save my game. Even though I say see you usually when I say it, I don't really go directly. I don't know why that's. Oh no. No spoil. I just saw this box. But not the contents, it's fine, right? Ah. Actually, the more I play it, the more I play the game, the more the story seems engaging in some ways. I like it. It's pretty fun. Well. Bye. Ciao. Sayonara. Bye. Well. See you. For real this time.